So it's been a little while since I've done an update, so I thought I'd do a quick one this morning while I got 5 minutes. These calves have been out now about 2 months. Sometime in May we put them out. We were just wanting the grass to grow up a bit and make sure that the weather was nice for them to be out. These are about 6 to 7 months old now. Most of them born in November, December time. We've got 26 on this side. These are the younger ones. We've got mainly limos in here and Muffin. Muffin was the calf who had a very hard calving and struggled a bit with stiffness in his muscles and things like that, but he's absolutely fine now. In fact, he and 8 others a couple of weeks ago planned their great escape, so his mobility is absolutely fine. These are a month or so, some more than these ones. There's 30 in here, so 26 in the next field over, so that's the 56 that we bought this year. Everyone's doing really well, really pleased with how they're growing. We had a couple that had a bit of a slower start or had sort of period of not being that well, but now I say everybody's doing absolutely fine. They still get their hard feed, which is 16% protein beef rearer nuts, and they're on about £5 each a day. These calves have got 11 acres here. Plenty of grass, as you can see, which is good. And then this gang here have got this 4-acre field and then another field behind, which they can come in and out as they please. We're going to be worming these in the next couple of weeks. I'll just, when they're outside on a dry day, when they're eating, I can just walk up behind and use the pour-on wormer for them. I don't think they've got worms, but we like to do it this sort of time of year, and we have had a wet couple of weeks, so it's always worth doing it. One improvement we've had this year is this feeding area. As they get bigger and being hand-reared, they're very tame, but at feeding time they can be a bit pushy. And when you're coming in and you've got 30 calves all trying to push around because they all want to get to the feed first, you know, accidents can happen. I got pushed in the trough a couple times last year, a few bruises, nothing serious, but say they are getting quite big now. My boyfriend designed and built these feeders. Some of them we've had for a few years, and some he's built new. This one here he's built this year, and he's put them, so there's the gate onto the road. I parked my truck just outside there, loaded up, so I can just swing the gate open, come in here, and they're all behind the barrier feeders, so I can take my time. I don't have to rush, which is when accidents can happen, when you're rushing trying to get to the trough first, or especially if it's been wet and it's muddy, it can get quite slippy. I do carry in buckets now, although previously and sometimes now I do fill up sacks still. And when you're trying to tip feed in the trough and they're all surrounding you, you can waste corn. Say they can accidentally push you into the trough and things like that. We've got the same next door as well. So in here, as you can see, I can get in there from the field, and they can only be on this side of the trough, which means you can just swing the gate open, carry your buckets or your sacks in, put them down on the floor, and they're just there waiting, not so patiently, for their breakfast. Just makes things much safer, especially with my health not being the best. My reaction times aren't the quickest. It's an absolute pleasure to come up and feed them. And it's nicer for them as well, because they can all get themselves situated while I'm tipping the food in the trough. Although you do still get a few greedy ones here pushing everyone out of the way, but yeah, much better. He's built these out of old girders and welds them all up. We've got quite a few of them around for the bullocks, and they last for years. He's got the ones where my bigger bullocks are, where I normally feed them. He's had those, well, he built those years and years and years ago, and these will probably outlive all of us. Very handy. The loader can just come and scoop them up on the pallet forks and move them if needed, but they're working really well. So yeah, so apart from worming, which we got to do in the next couple of weeks when we get a nice dry day, everyone else is doing really well. Everyone's growing well, eating well. We haven't got any that I'm that concerned about, well, any that I'm concerned about at all, really. Everyone's happy, settled, growing as they should. I'd say, so that's it really. Not a lot's been happening the last couple months. My 44 bullocks, they're in 2 groups at the moment. For the first year, this year, we haven't actually been feeding them hard feed every day. They're just on the grass, because we've got a lovely lot of grass. They're doing really well on it. We may give them a bit towards the end when we're going to sell them for fat, but at the minute we don't need to. I say normally they'd only get £1 or £2 each a day anyway. I still go out and check them most days, and driving around local here I can see them anyway, so I'll stop if I'm driving past, just get out and have a look at them. We have got one which I might do a video on tomorrow. It's got rigs, which is basically warts. She's got quite a large cluster of warts on her neck and her face. So we bought her in a couple days ago with a Charlie steer that actually had a very swollen leg. He's had some anti-inflammatories and painkillers for that, and he's so much better already. The vet did recommend that not giving the heifer who's got the warts any treatment, but with the fly, I did put a fly spot-on treatment to stop the flies from getting at the rigs, but it's still got a little bit mushy. So because we were bringing the Charlie in anyway, we decided to bring her in. And something that people have used for a long time is WD-40, the lubricating spray. So we've been trying that as well, and she's had some penicillin. We'll give her a 3-day course of penicillin, and also been using Cyclo, the blue antiseptic antibiotic spray on the rigs as well. As they start to drop off, it can leave like little wounds there, so we just want to make sure that she's not going to end up with an infection. I say they are, well, we're hoping to be selling them beginning of October, so it's not that long away really, so we want to try and get those healed up and dropped off before then. Say normally they will drop off on their own over time, but she has had them quite a while now, so I'll try and do a video and show what we're doing with that tomorrow. I say everybody's doing very well. As you can see, them all growing very well. I'm a happy bunch. No trouble with these at all. It's nice to see them out after a long winter. Hello. Hello. They all want to see me now. They've had their breakfast. So I'll try and do a video tomorrow. Hello, lovey.